Hey there. I hope y'all are doing well. This is Tabitha coming to you with something that has been on my mind now for actually several months. And as I meditate and open my consciousness to accepting new information, my thoughts have changed. Well, not changed. That's not right. Grown. Are labels limiting us or liberating us? So, thank you for joining me today, and I appreciate you. Just want you to know that straight up. I'm doing this just because I'm going through a lot of personal changes, a lot of just awarenesses, and sometimes things I don't really have the words to properly express the feelings I'm experiencing or the knowing. So it makes it hard to come and share with others. But I kind of figure I'm not the only one out there going through this. And for those of you who resonate, I think this will make sense. And I mean, I've been doing like a lot of different recordings and just kind of talking to myself. I might share those at some point. A lot of it's rambling, but then again, there's stuff. But anyways, so today's topic, labels. This is something I started thinking about like a couple months ago, because I don't even know where it started from. But, we label things, right? We label a tree's a tree, a dog's a dog. Well, and if I would kind of be really truthful with you, I'm an artist. I like to paint. And I've often wondered, why do we call orange orange? Yeah, apples are apples. They're not called red. Blueberries are blue. And cherries are cherry, not red. I've always wondered where the labels, where the identifiers came from. And who determined those? Well, more recently, my thoughts have kind of shifted along those lines, and I'm not really sure why. I can't remember what inspired this, but I really started wondering, why do we label what we label? Does having a label on something, does it help us? Does it liberate us? Does it bring us together, or does it limit us? Does it divide us? And I'll be very honest with you, at this point in time, I'm still in the middle on it. I think when we label things, I'm looking up because I'm trying to get my thoughts. I know inside what I want to say. I know inside what I know what I know. Finding the right words. It's like I said before, it's becoming more challenging sometimes, because I don't know the words to properly express what it is that I'm feeling or knowing. Excuse me. When we label, on one hand, it gives us an identity. It gives us a point of connectedness. It gives us common ground and understanding. It gives us a point of reference that we can all relate to. So in that context, I think labels are good. However, on the other hand, labels are also, in a sense, a symbolic or verbal box we put ourselves into. And so by embracing this label, if we're not careful, we actually put ourselves in a slot of differentiating, dividing, separating from each other. I'm going to try to give some examples. Races and ethnicities. I'm white, someone is black, someone is yellow, I'm brown. I don't know what I am, y'all. I'm a mix. I'm Native American Indian. I am European. I'm a Heinz 57, okay? But we do that. We step into these labels. Why? Well, one, like I said, I think it's a sense of belonging, of community. That I think was the original intention. Trying to put this all into words. When we're born, we have no words. We have no labels. We have no identifiers. We just are. We come into this world and we are a blank slate. We are pure. We are innocent. We are malleable. Whatever we're born into, whatever environment we're born into, we're taught through those teachings. We're taught words, whatever language that might be. We're also taught beliefs. We're taught values, morals. We're taught all kinds of things. Those things, those identifiers become ours. We're also taught I, me, mine. Ego is also, because I do believe we're born without ego, because we're born innocent and pure. And as we grow and we develop and we're taught these identifiers, and we ultimately desire a sense of belonging and community and connectedness. Whether it's with our family, whether it's with our friends, our community, our neighbors, our culture, our country, whatever it is, we want to belong and connect. And so we eagerly embrace. And through that also, we also develop ego. Ego meaning I, the I factor, the me factor, the, for lack of a better word, superiority factor, okay? I don't know how else to say it. I'm guilty. I'm just as guilty as anybody else. So there's no judgment in this, okay? But the point is, as we develop this language and we put these labels on things, with that label becomes a definition, or there's a definition. And with that definition, there's a either I belong or it belongs to me, or we're not connected. There's a division. And I think that's where the words and the labels have gone wrong. And right now I'm in that process of just trying to understand this. Like, is that ego? I actually kind of think it is ego. And what can we do about it? I don't want to get off topic. I want to kind of stay focused on the labels and the language today, because I have a whole other thing about ego. Be a topic for another day as I get the words to try to share my thoughts, my feelings on this. Back to language though. For example, okay, let's say, we look at a tree. It's the most simplistic thing, or a flower, plant, any kind of plant. Sure. All right. So we look at this plant and we put a label. It's a plant. And all of a sudden it's a plant. But this is so much more than a plant. But because we put the word on it, follow me here. We put the word on it, all of a sudden it's a house plant. It's a plant. It's got its slot. It's got its place. And it's now separate because it's a plant. It's not me. I hope this is making some sense. When we use labels in that context, which honestly most of us do, I do it too. We put a divider between our person, our individualness, and whatever else it is. This plant is so much more than a plant. I mean, I don't even know what all it actually is, really. I know that it's got beautiful leaves, and it's got stems. It's got a root system. I know that it breathes carbon dioxide, and I know that it replenishes my air with oxygen. I know it requires water and nutrients. I know that this plant pleases me very much aesthetically. I have great joy watching this plant. By the way, this is something I rescued for $1. We were going to throw it away. I rescued it. It gives me great pleasure. It gives me great joy. I know that if I talk kindly and respectfully and lovingly to this plant, that it will survive and flourish more so than if I cuss it out and ignore it and neglect it. I know that sitting here holding the pot, feeling the root system, I feel the energy of the plant. I feel the plant's energy, and I am returning my energy to it as well. So we are together. We are one. But what happens, at least what I believe happens, is as we are born and we are learning and we are being taught, much of what we're being taught isn't, it's just that this is a plant. This is another responsibility in your house. You got to water it. Yeah, sometimes you got to repot it. It's a thing. It's a thing for you to get pleasure from, but it's not. This is alive. This is alive as much as I am alive. This is energy as much as I am energy. This plant contributes to this world in existence as much as I do. But we negate that. At least that's been how I was raised and taught. And I really do feel that the words, the labels we put on things allow us the superiority. It's just a plant. I possess it. I own it. I bought it. It's mine. It's at my mercy. It's a thing. So I guess really a lot of what I've been